Hi YouTube. Hi, I hope you're doing good. Um, I was thinking Christians, Muslims throwing rocks, Jews, whoever people are, um, all of it is just so, I'm just so ashamed of everybody. It's like, you know, all these professed Christians, and I asked them, what would Jesus do? Everybody's trying to be a Jew to feel chosen or protect their homeland, but people aren't getting along. And that is what? The Christ Spirit or the Holy Spirit? There's no such thing as a holy war. That's fought in heaven. There's no holy wars except spiritually. That's all it's supposed to be. The demonic force fights. So if anybody's in favor of that fight, you're picking your side. That's who you are. But I'm always amazed at the bloodthirsty human beings, and shame on you if you are. No, shame on you, ones. That's the way I can word it. Not on you if you're not warm-minded like that, you know. I think there's people that have always been in that frame of mind, and ones of us that never have been, you know, that the end justifies the means for them. Like they'll do anything to get what their heart desires, regardless of who gets in the way, you know. And I'm sure the Mexicans and Argentinians, Guatemalans, whoever comes in, Cubans, um, you know, Puerto Rican, whoever, you know, comes into our country, Canadians, I bet everybody's all glad, or whoever, Chinese, you know, Russian, I bet they're damn glad that we don't act like other places, like picking up our rocks and clunking you in the head because you come on our or territory, or you know, and that's what the Palestinians felt like they were forced to do. It's to me, everybody's all about the same like that. Except our governments. Our governments are aiding a hand in the civil unrest of other countries. But if you believe that any piece of land for any person is worth taking another human being's life, well, you're warped. End of story, you know? Yeah. Like I say, people are either warm-minded or they're not. And the Christians, what would Jesus do? Their little bracelets and shit they used to always wear, like they would ask themselves what he would do, right? He'd go into everybody's hearts with his words, whether or not they liked it. It's like I shared in Isaiah, um, to take aim with our word from God, and people, when it never comes back void, it'll always hit its target. So aim wisely with your words out there and do it with intent, you know, and it will hit the intended target or targets. But if people are following along with their governments to make us just like China or Russia or or Israel, Ukraine, these warring countries, you'll never be at peace, and you'll be calling it upon all the generations in the United States, land of the free. Wow, that's a lot of freedom. I passed around a meme from Australia that Aboriginals said, yeah, they brought their Bible and told us to close our eyes, and we prayed. And when we opened our eyes, our land was gone. Well, the same thing happened to the Native Americans, and the same thing's happening in Palestine. You don't make people move when you move in on their damn land, you know? No. I don't care what's written in any scriptures, that's just wrong. And I'm an ordained licensed minister who believes in God and the Son of God. But I'm not going along with this. There's parts in the scripture that have been changed for people's benefits, and you are not going to tell me any war is a holy war over land. Messing with people's souls, going to war, and the rest of that crap. No. That's right from wrong right there. That's ethical. That's human rights to live on this planet. And I think that, like with the Nuremberg Code, where they made like specific human rights internationally, should be written up in these same extremes for people coming into other people's country. What's your basic human rights? I think it should go beyond that. But that's another thing. This world is not civil enough to become one government under this shit. Don't hand me that. I'm not buying it. I don't consent. My name is not on this shit. Don't represent me, government of the United States, in this bullshit. Fighting a religious war because it says so in their religious scripts, and we're supposed to have the ability to choose whether or not we have a religion, but you're forcing us to participate in another person's Torah they read, which is the older part, and not the Christ teaching of where he's sick of everybody's wars and bullshit. You know? Which is it? Christian or Jew? Don't combine the two. They're different. Just like Buddhism, Hinduism, you know. You might have things in common with a witch doctor. Does that mean that this person's of God? Does it mean some rabbis of God because they say they are? Think about it. There's one rabbi, one teacher, one Messiah. And you either know what's in his heart or you do not. So none of this is allowed, is what I'm saying. This is not how human beings conduct themselves as an adult on this planet for our children and the next generations. Not at all. Some men want to protect women and children. That's like their number one goal on this planet. And there isn't enough of them. And there isn't enough strong women speaking out against this either for their offsprings. They're like brain dead. Where the hell are you? I asked some person to look at the documentation on the Synagogue of Satan and how it was formed around these families that have control of land and banks and media and everything else in this stupid wouldn't even go look at it, you know, but would spew this shit that I have to support somebody that's gonna murder other people. Fuck you. Won't look at the information and the proof, but you spew your shit. I'm not saying there weren't select families that weren't targeted in the Holocaust. In my country, the Americas, the people weren't selected out because of their religious belief. It was because of the color of their skin, which is still happening, oddly enough, right in Palestine as we speak. Those people of the Arabic nations have pigment to their skin. And the watered down ones are the ones that are killing them. Nobody gives up. Yeah. They just don't see the snake. They don't see the serpent and the tricks and the deceiving of it all. They just don't. I don't know. If you don't smoke herb, this is your time to leave. I'm going to take a hit and talk to you for a while. Maybe not long, but I'm just chilling. It's been a heck of a last couple days. Last night, Doug dang near took his finger off with his chainsaw. And he had just said something bad to me before he went out. He came back in. Not that I didn't believe that. It wasn't quite like he said, but he said that he thought about what he had said to me and almost chopped his finger off to punish himself, is what he said. And I was thinking, no, you were thinking what you said to me, and then the force of darkness got you, even though it was his that he put in there beforehand that came back at him. But yeah, that's the way it works for real. One way or another. That's not quite karma. That's almost like instantaneous. You got to be careful. You know, never know. Yeah. Anybody else ashamed of their fellow human beings in many ways? Hey, look, I know what is insane and what isn't. There's a lot of sick people on this planet, and it does affect the rest of us that don't let ourselves go to hell in areas that other people are willing to tread. You know, don't hold somebody's hands when they're walking downstairs that Christ told us not to go down. We don't want to be holding these fools' hands. I heard Paul Bagley citing out of the book of Paul, who was Saul. And these are some sketchy shit. There's some sketchy shit in there. But we'll just leave it there for right now. I'll get to my point. Saying that you're an inward Jew when you are grafted into that family as a Gentile. Very true. Those that say they are Jews are the ones that are having a war. You do not want to go down those steps as being an inward Jew with somebody who says they are. There's good and bad people to every heritage. So either Bagley's a damn fool or he knows what he's doing, which still makes him a damn fool. And I wonder why he always covers his eyes. He didn't used to. I know it's, oh yeah, because of the screen. Give me a break. My eyes are dark and it light's attracted to it. So I got snowblind one time skiing. I didn't have eye protection. Really, really injured my eyes. Many times, actually. But yeah, the darker your eyes are, the more the sunlight will be affected. Your eyes will. Oh, anyway, I'm really ashamed of people and them preachers out there pretending they're Jews going along with this war machine. That's repulsive as hell. I gotta put his name on this video. That's just putrid. No, no way. That's like priests that diddle little kids. You know, we don't want to be Catholic and then be associated. We don't want to lump them all together and say, but the ones in control, just like my country, the people in control are the same actually, but neither here nor there for this intent. They're doing the same thing in my country, making people feel it's acceptable to be a part of a war machine for any reason. That's ungodly. Period. Shut up. There's no God that helps other people kill. Whatever it calls itself, it is not God. God is life. We know who controls death. That should just say it all. That's clear. There's no excuse. There's no excuses in there. It's like if I was going to put vinegar in your water, but I just put a little bit, or I just did it anyway because that's the way it goes in my house. Well, that's how our governments are treating us. I don't want any vinegar in my water, but you're forcing me into it. I don't want to be associated with that. I don't want that shit. I think everybody around the planet should feel like that, and I believe the majority of people do. I do think a lot of the older generation are really stuck in that mindset and are having a hard time getting out of it. They just are, it seems. Maybe slowly. I'm even getting some of my relatives that have been in the service or are currently. Hopefully, I'm getting to some people on my Facebook page or out here that are affiliated with any machine establishment, affiliated dark force. All of them. Anybody. Gets old for the people that aren't like that. It really gets tiring watching everybody else play the sick game. It's just damn right demonic or downright. I just feel like swearing worse, that's all. I do want God to damn it. I want him to stop it, to dam it up, and not damn the people, but to make them see and make them hear and understand that this isn't what we do. But the greedy ones will persist. That's why I know God isn't going to give them any more flesh to live in because they've abused it. It's as simple as that. I do believe he'll absorb them, devour them, take his energy back. That's the part in the scriptures I think like we won't ever even know they existed. And it's in there. I'm not going to look it up, but it's there. You know, there will be no sorrows or tears. So you'll have a whole full understanding of who they serve because they're a part of him. You know, and there's a lot of them on the planet, and there's really nothing we can do about it besides band together and tell them this is our planet. And it does hurt them. All our retaliation because we're not good little slaves for them no more. That's enough for today. That's, I put out some really good songs and over in my community, some for the dark cabal and some just 'cause they're good. But one, like for instance, I've never shot up, but Trent Razor from Nine Inch Nails, who wrote the song Hurt that Johnny Cash sang. Excellent song. You should check it out. And if that last sentence in that song doesn't just make you go, whoa, I'll leave you on that. I love y'all. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.